satisfied results coming in from the Asmasi constituency at the moment, and one would say it is a total annihilation against the MCE, who in 2016 or as of 2016 was trailing with just 5,605 votes, but now he has the gap has been widened, or the margin has been widened to about 20,000 votes. And even in 2016, when His Excellency the President of the Republic had even won by marginal votes, this time around the president also trailing with some significant figures as far as Aswati constituency is concerned. But let me just give you the presidential result, which has trickled in from the Asawase constituency. So the NPP, which is being led by His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, garnered 35,240 votes. The NDC had 47,416 votes. That is the irony of it, because in 2016, as I said earlier, the NPP's Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, for the first time since the creation of the Aswati constituency in 2004, led John Dramani Mahama, even though it was slim, but it was significant achievement for the NPP, even though the parliamentary candidate lost. But that was also a gap closed. But this time around, it has been widened. If the results that have trickled in and the performance of the NPP is anything to go by, then we are talking about the Achoma Kwanwoma constituency. And I am not surprised, because the man in that particular constituency, Kofi Amankwa Menu, who is in charge of impact assessment at the office of the president, said he will ensure that he gives the president some maximum vote. And I can tell you that he has appreciated the gains of the president. It started from the registration exercise when he gave himself a target of over 100,000, and also giving the president some 90%. I can tell you that from about 42,000 in 2016, he was able to shoot the president up to about 77,000. And let me just run you through what happened in the Achoma Kwanwoma constituency. So the NPP had 77,828, and this is the presidential results. The NDC had 14,999. It is instructive to also know that anytime the NPP appreciates, the NDC also appreciates. And it is even started from the Bantama constituency, which is the political powerhouse of the NPP, or call it Florida. Now, this is the result, the presidential result from the Bantama constituency. The NPP had 57,360, and this is an improvement of 2016, when they were hovering around 51,000 during that particular election. The NDC, from 7,000 or 6,000, I suppose, is now running away with some 8,954 votes, and it means a lot to the opposition party. One particular constituency in 2016 that gave the ruling New Patriotic Party 90% was the Kwadaso constituency. In fact, apart from Kwabre East constituency, which of course holds the largest, electoral area as far as politics is concerned, with about 280 polling stations. That is the largest. Apart from the Kwabre East constituency, it is the Kwadaso constituency that has been giving the NPP major votes. Now, here's what happened. Kwadaso gave the NPP in this particular election 61,908, which was an improvement, because in 2016 it gave the president from 57,000, 60,000. My guess is right. The NDC also appreciated their gains, and this time around they were able to secure 8,961 from the Kwadaso constituency. Now, if we come to the Efija Setre East constituency, the NPP, this presidential, the NPP had 42,989 votes. The NDC had 11,321. I am not mentioning the other political parties because apart from GUM, that is making some level of showing on the as far as performance is concerned, the other vote garnered from the other political parties are not so significant. So that is why I'm not mentioning. But of course, since 1992, the battle has always been between the MPP and the NDC. So I think viewers will understand us in that direction. Now, Asante Achim North constituency, if you are talking about Asante Achim North constituency, and then we are talking about Agogo. I mean, you're talking about the Fulani and the herdsmen and the conflict happening between the indigents and then the Fulani herdsmen because of destruction of their farmlands and all of that is a major issue as far as that particular enclave is concerned. And it is also a powerhouse, a political powerhouse for the ruling New Patriotic Party. Now, this is what happened in the just ended polls. NPP had 27,155 votes. NDC had 11,521. For the NDC, they have been making a lot of showings. I mean, as far as that particular constituency is concerned, so their performance hasn't been abysmal compared to constituencies like Kwadaso, Bantama, and the likes. Even there, they are still growing, I mean, marginally, and that is significant for the party. Subin constituency, the almighty Subin. So we are talking about Subin constituency, and we are talking about a constituency that before the election, a case will have to be brought from court, or if you like, the MPP will have to enter into an alternative dispute resolution because some aggrieved members of the party have sent the MP to court or held the MP in the dock of court because of primaries issues. I mean, the June's primaries issue and all of that, but that matter was settled. And this is what has happened after that. I mean, talking about just ended polls. So, Subin constituency, NPP had 43,051 votes. The NDC had 14,590 votes. He grew, but it wasn't so significant as far as the two political parties are concerned. For Ano North constituency, I think, okay, so I haven't mentioned Ano North constituency. Now, for Ano North constituency, these are the results of the presidential elections. NPP had 22,916 votes. NDC 18,903 votes. New Edubiasi constituency. Well, this is the constituency that the NPP ruled in 2016. Of course, the current Deputy Minister of Agric, George Udro, has been asked as the Member of Parliament. So next Parliament, we are not going to see George Udro because NDC has reclaimed that particular seat, and their performance wasn't only showing on the parliamentary, but they also performed well as far as the presidential election is concerned. So one would say table stand. So in the New Edubiasi constituency, NPP had 17,713 votes. The NDC had 19,457 votes. In Suta Kwaman Peposo constituency, now the NPP, and if you're talking about this constituency, so the board chairman of GOIL, that is his constituency, the former Attorney General under the as well Kufuor's administration, Honorable Pempe, that is his constituency as well. He's also one of the political powerhouse of the ruling New Patriotic Party, and these are what they have for the NPP and NDC. So NPP had 22,043 votes. The NDC had 10,306 votes. Then to the Mampong constituency, and I'm sure it's ringing a bell because in the Mampong constituency, during the June's primaries, a lot of clashes happened between the former, member of parliament for that particular constituency was one time a contender for the presidential flag bearership as far as the New Patriotic Party is concerned, but failed. And so this is what happened in the Mampong constituency. NPP had 39,565 votes. The NDC had 12,380 votes. Then to Achoma Nwabioja South constituency, the NDC had 13,827. Sorry, the MPP had 58,109 votes. the NDC had 13,827 votes. And I just want to mention that again for emphasis. The NPP in the Achima Ngwabeja South constituency had 58,109 votes. The NDC had 13,827 votes. Edra Seche Dumase. So, this particular constituency has some interesting twists and turns because Bamba, people thought he was going to execute some level of poetic justice because when he was the member of parliament in the Edra constituency, that was in 2012, in 2016, the current member of parliament, Brima, won that particular constituency or snagged that particular seat from him. And Brima was coming in as an MC for the Edra Seche Dumase constituency. The table turned beautifully. Bawa, who was once the member of parliament for Edra Seche Dumase constituency, was contesting his, one would say, long-time foe, Brima, who is now the incumbent member of parliament. But this time around, he couldn't win. So the NPP had 25,079 votes. The NDC appreciated its gains to 30,254 votes. Then Asokwa constituency, and that is a constituency of the Deputy Minister for Science, Technology and Innovation, the former mayor of Kumasi, Madam Patricia Piaget. And she gave her party, the NPP, 56,909 votes, NDC 13,342 votes. Some political pundits have the belief that probably, had it not been the emergence of the independent candidates and all of that, probably the NPP could have won by even a bigger margin. But, well, that is politics for you because of these internal wrangling and all of that. But nonetheless, they were able to also appreciate it again. The margin is not too bad as far as the Asokwa constituency is concerned. So, Martin, this is what I have for you from the Ashanti region.
Right. Okay. That's William Evans Nkum, there in the Ashanti region. William, stay with me a bit because we want to have you run through the Bantama constituency. We didn't capture the full complement of the results there. The Bantama constituency, this is where a Deputy Chief of Staff is also, Asenso Boachi, is contesting there as MPP candidate. What happened there in the Bantama constituency?
So, Bantama constituency, the constituency known or christened as the Florida, as far as the ruling New Patriotic Party is concerned, had 57,360 votes. So that was the vote for the MPP. 57,360 votes for the MPP.
And this is it presidential or parliamentary?
This is presidential. This is right. Presidential. This is presidential. And the NDC had 8,954 votes.
I see. But you don't have that one for the parliamentary as yet?
Well, I'm going to get that one for you.
Fantastic. That'd be great. And I appreciate it. It's interesting what we are seeing, especially in the new Dubiase constituency, where the NDC has claimed back that constituency, is flipped to the NDC, winning that new Dubiase constituency back. And here's what is the Deputy Agric Minister lost that seat, some 19,457 for the NDC, as against 17,713 for the NPP. I mean, defeating an incumbent and a minister certainly is not an easy feat for the NDC candidate in the new Dubiase constituency. Yep.